submitted the pull request about the tasks from yesterday. Actually, I've talked to Sam Pretty, and he told that he was doing refactoring for the models, so I've refactored just the controller.
Right. I'm gonna tell him to. I'm gonna tell him to start a story in Pivotal because nobody actually knows that he's been doing it.
Yeah, I saw the comment a while after he did it. Actually, we did a pairing to ask him some questions about the controller, and then he told me.
Right. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, but there's no problem sideways because I have no problem reading the comments. I have an email notifications about him, so I would just check my email more often.
All right. Cool. I'm just looking at your commit. Looks good. This line here, slide. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Right. Allow control to receive current user, and then you have a block with a user here.
Yeah.
Why?
I think that there was some error while trying to do the tests, but it might probably have left it while I tried to use build stub for the current for the page for a static page and the page child variables, and probably I forgot to delete this one after that.
Okay. Well, anyway, we'll write. I mean, we'll give you some feedback on the pull request here in text, so other people can write it and other people can pick up some useful points in writing code. But just to point out, you shouldn't need a block here. Usually, when you do an aspect expectation or an allow, usually you put something in a block if it might throw an exception. And the user should not throw an exception. So have a look at that. But anyway, it's a nice and clean commit, and I see that you have managed to do a rebase well.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so this looks good. Excellent. So what are your plans?
Well, I've reviewed the stories in the PT, and I would like actually to start this one that we were discussing with Thomas a few days ago that says add members count to user index. So maybe if no one else would like to start it, I will start this one.
All right. Well, good morning, Thomas, and good morning, Thomas. And
good morning,
Thomas
everybody.
is here, and we can ask him, what story he would recommend you to start on. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Good morning, Thomas. What's up? It's a long time no see, brother.
Been a while.
Yeah, how's life treating you over there in Hawaii?
Hurricane scares and same stuff. Beautiful weather.
Okay, well.
All right. So, Thomas, what are your plans? We haven't seen you for a while. You planning to become more active?
Which Thomas?
You.
I'm planning to.
Yeah, Hawaii Thomas.
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, I do plan on becoming a little more active. Still working on a nonprofit out of Arizona, but definitely becoming more active with Website One.
Okay, cool. Good to hear. Any plans for the near future?
I should be free for the most part over the weekend if anybody starts doing anything.
Right, we're planning a big meeting over the weekend. We haven't agreed on the time yet about the Website One.
Okay.
Maybe Thomas can update us on that. But okay, cool. Thomas, your turn then.
Yeah. Well, I've been busy writing up some news stories in Pivotal Tracker and reading, again, doing some background reading. you know, about what I've missed and stuff like that. So I have some new ideas that I already put into the Pivotal Tracker, and also I have made some notes that I would like to discuss, you know, over the meeting that you mentioned already. It would be a good thing for us today to try to set a time that suits all, you know, the four of us, and the people that are not here are, you know, simply gonna have to adjust, I guess. I mean, we have to move forward with the time. What do you guys think about that?
Sounds good to me.
Mm.
Well, for me, 10 o'clock UTC is the best time, but I can also adjust to any other time.
All right. 10 o'clock UTC is okay for me on Saturday, not Sunday. But Saturday would do. I would actually prefer, just, you know, if I could say my meaning, I would prefer at 12 noon UTC. That would be the best for me. But if it's a problem for everybody else, I'm also willing to adjust, of course.
We might miss the American guys. You know, usually they're still around at about 10 o'clock UTC, but then the next time we can catch them is at about 3 o'clock.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So let's see. Wassam, 10 o'clock UTC in the morning. You know, what time is that? Your time?
That is midnight.
Midnight. And how do you feel about that?
Every day except for Saturday, I'd be good. Except Saturday nights, I'm not done with work till about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning local, which is what, around 1 to 2 o'clock UTC. But then you said you can't do Sunday. Worst case, I could just catch the hangout and see what was discussed.
Yeah. Well, I can do Sunday, but I can't do Sunday 10 o'clock. That's you know, it's.
What about 6 p.m. UTC? They're like the usual time for the EuroScrum, or no? Well,
no, Atlantic Scrum.
Atlantic Scrum, yeah.
6 p.m.
I think is that Atlantic Scrum or is that? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I get confused always about that.
Yeah, let's see here about Scrums. Events.
That is the America Scrum at 6 o'clock.
Yeah, the America Scrum. Yes, at 1800 UTC. Yeah.
That's the busiest one. Although it might not be the best for the weekend though.
Yeah.
I think 8 o'clock in the morning my time on a Sunday. You go to the East Coast, that'd be what, 2 in the afternoon. I'm not religious, so I don't go to church.
Yeah. Atlantic. Today is the 15th, right? So okay, so 16th. Okay, we have EuroScrum. That's in the morning. That's 9 o'clock UTC, and then we have America Scrum at 1800 UTC. Yeah, Friday, upcoming Friday the 15th, America Scrum. Okay. Well, how do you? Could that work for you, Wassam, at 6 p.m. UTC, or is that way too off your schedule?
6 p.m. UTC Saturday could work. I'd have to get up super early, but I can make it work.
Okay. And Yaro, is that okay with you?
Yeah, that's good for me.
And Sly?
Yeah, I think it's okay for me too.
Okay. So let's settle on that. So we can devote the whole America Scrum to website 1. We can let people know. So the guys that are not interested in website 1, they can skip the meeting if that's what it takes, right?
Yeah,
that works.
Okay. Do you want to communicate that, Yaro, over Slack?
I will post it around. I will tell people that Atlantic Scrum in the afternoon today.
Yeah. Yeah, great, wonderful. It sounds great. I'll try to be there as well later today. But okay, so that's one piece of business that is settled. Well, again, according to your questions, like what if you wanna go ahead and do that work on that users count on users index page. Just go ahead and do that. And perhaps if Thomas Watson, if you want to pair with on that, if you want to take your slow steps into website 1 coding again, that could be, it's a good story to start actually. And so if you guys could collaborate on that, that would be great. And after that, it would, I mean, this is a very small story, but once you finish with that, you could grab the search functionality if that interests you. That could be a good next step.
Okay.
Sounds good with me.
That's the one here. Okay. Okay, guys. So should I put you as owners then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Set them both as owners.
Yeah. I and Thomas. Okay, guys, you're the owners now, so you're the responsible people for that.
Good.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Great.
And whenever you start, guys, click the start button so it moves to the current log.
Mm.
Sounds good.
Right.
Apart from that, I created three new features in Pivotal Tracker about search functionality, activity feed, and a dashboard for logged in users. But I don't know if you guys want to talk about this. I attached a user story to each one of them. Perhaps this is not a good time to talk about them now. We can talk about it later. I don't know.
I would like to discuss the activity feed. I have.
Oh, you have one already. Okay, there you go. You see?
No, it's you.
Is that mine?
It's also you. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
should I do one of them?
Somebody rename that? Did I name it just activity feed? Huh.
One is create activity feed, and the other one is activity feed.
Wow. Did I create both of them?
Yeah.
Wow. That means that I'm getting old and keep forgetting things.
The thing is, I have created one too, except that I don't remember how I called it.
But this is interesting. I actually created two exact identical stories. Okay, that's good. Well, I need to see a doctor or something about the memory.
That's okay.
Just defrag your brain.
Okay, I just leave it there. You delete one of them, whichever you don't like. But anyway, I think it's a great idea to have an activity feed both on website 1, so we can go to one place and see everything what's happening on website 1, like members joined, members leave, articles added, comments added, and also have that posted into Slack as a feed. That would be really cool.
That's one thing. That's one. Because what I was thinking is like, I log in, and if I'm part of certain projects or I'm befriended certain people or whatever, I would like to see what these people are up to and what activities have been going on in the projects where I'm actually involved, because there could be a lot of projects, a lot of activities that are not interesting for me at all. So I would like to see on the website, on my private kind of dashboard page, that I also created this story about the dashboard, because when I log in, I would like to be rerouted from the I don't want to be stuck on the landing page. I would like to go to a separate page where I can kind of gather certain information about my projects or projects that I'm involved in. A little bit like like GitHub activities feed. When you log into GitHub, you see what's been going on in the repositories that you track, or repositories where you contribute. Do you understand?
So basically, you can subscribe to particular events, like
yeah, kind of.
Project subscribe.
Yeah, we already we join projects, right? Like website 1. I'm a member of that project. So if I'm a member of that project, then I could we could extract some activities, what's been going on in that project, or what Yaro created a new document, or Slack commented or something, blah blah blah. So I can see that there's been activity. Stuff happening, so that's the idea behind that activity feed, kind of. But this is only for logged in users. This is not for visitors.
Yeah, I think it would be really cool. I also had a look at the different gems for that, and there is a really nice gem from Basecamp to do that,
Okay.
which basically you just add like a votable, you just add trackable to a model,
Mm-hmm.
and whenever something happens to that model, it gets posted onto the activity feed.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's also a really nice screencast from Ryan Bates on
Mm-hmm.
an activity feed. So that would ease things a lot, and a lot of people can jump onto the story easily.
Yeah, yeah. So that would be great. Yeah. So I'm gonna delete one of them, the ones that I created because they're redundant. So let's see, where's that? That's trash. There you go. So this is a story that we could somebody could jump on and start to work on, I think.
I could take a minor role in the story just to help the guys out with the screencast and the gems and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I would like somebody to take the major role to lead on it. But I'm very happy to provide any backup on this.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Sure. Well, should we vote on this, perhaps? So it's so we can start that, or somebody can grab it. What do you think?
Yeah, I think let's vote on it and move it into the backlog, so at least people see it and they get a chance to ask if they want to work on it.
I'm thinking whether we should, in terms of what should come first. The idea that I had was that a dashboard for a logged in user should come first, because then we create a separate view and separate page for users, and that is the actual page where this, among other things, an activity feed could be displayed on. You understand how I mean?
Yeah. Regarding the dashboard, I would love to have about that. At least as part with somebody. I haven't researched anything on it, but I think that would be a really interesting story for me to have a go at.
Yeah. What I said, the description that I wrote is, as a user, in order to get a better overview of my site activities, I would like to be presented with a personalized dashboard after I log into the application. And I was, just on top of my head, I thought that we can display my current IP address, my karma points, and how many times I logged in, for the first iteration, just to have something to show for it, And then, once we're done with the dashboard, we could, save some space on the dashboard for the activity feed, my personalized activity feed. So if you could grab that, if you grab this story to create this dashboard, as long as you stay in scope there, we can build upon it later on.
Yeah, that's cool. One question though, how would we separate that from the profile page? How to make it obvious that this is a dashboard page and the profile page is something different?
Yeah, good question. Basically, just we have to call it. This is my dashboard or whatever, and it's always a challenge, but to build something that people automatically understand what's going on. But I don't want to display any of the, or at least as few fields as possible that are duplicated, both on the profile page and a dashboard. Of course, perhaps your name and stuff like that. Although name is always visible in the top nav bar, but it's
like a joint project, a member for so many months, videos.
Well, yeah, perhaps. Well, yes, videos, but no, actually no, because I don't know. I'm thinking the things. I mean, this dashboard is only for you, and nobody else will see that dashboard. Only you as a logged-in user. So that's why it's supposed to be personalized, So, what would you like to see there? you don't even need to. Well, you know, again, I said, you know, I wrote down, you know, IP address, karma points, and login count, but these are not very interesting info for you as a person, right? What you want to see is what's going on in my projects, basically, right? Or people that I collaborate with, or you know, if we are members of the same project, what are they up to? So that's the interesting part. I don't think you know, because on your profile page you write stuff. You know, you want to display things that other people are interested in, right?
Yeah.
And on this page you want to display things that only you are interested in.
Yeah, I think yeah. I'm just sort of we need to think about it. So basically, we're making them distinct by saying the profile page is the public page,
Mm-hmm.
and the dashboard is like my personal page.
Yeah.
With my activity.
Yeah.
Although we do have a checkbox on our profile pages, like make profile page public.
Yes, yes, but that I don't see that. I know what you mean, but it doesn't really. It has no bearing on this, I think.
No. I mean, it's not a problem at all. I'm just, you know, thinking for the future to make it a clean distinction so people don't get confused. Where do I go? Do I go to my profile or do I go to my activity?
Yeah, I think you should. Yeah. Mm, no.
Well, let us think about it. At least till, you know, next Scrum. Let us think about it. But I get your point. Basically, we have a dashboard which is my private page.
Yeah.
As a block on that dashboard, we have my activity feed with my activities, and also we have some indicators like whatever number of commits I have made.
Yeah.
Number of articles I have written, my comma points. A number of comments.
I mean, you know,
made.
For instance, if we would later on track how many times my articles has been displayed or how many votes my article you know, have received, we could display that on that dashboard as well. You know, you could say Yarrow has written 5 articles. They have been accessed you know, 251 times, and they have, like, you know, 30 or 40 upvotes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but maybe
because that's interesting for you as a person to see, you know, so you don't have to click to every article you've written, basically.
But maybe we then should start, you know, because maybe we should start a story with creating a more generalized dashboard for website 1 as a whole. Like number of projects, number of users, and things like that. You know, number of commits made by all the users, and then narrow down the story to creating a private dashboard.
I thought about that, Yarrow, and you know, we spoke about you know, this statistics page a few days ago, right? And I thought about it, but I don't, you know. It could be done this way, but you know, we can make this more abstract, you know, because it doesn't really have to. There's no clear connection. It depends a little bit on how you see on this, because the statistics or a general dashboard for website 1 as a you know, as an application, or we're talking about, you know, those big numbers, you know, how many members, how many video hours, you know, blah 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 blah. So, and that's. Some part of that information could be also displayed on your personal you know, dashboard, but it's not really quite the same thing, because the application, the dashboard, would be more of a marketing tool, kind of, you know. It's like just to show off how active we are and how much is going on in the organization as a whole, you know. While this personal dashboard could be perceived as a little bit you know, a little bit differently. But I understand your point, and I do think we need a story like that, and I think it's a great thing to have a general statistics, you know, Agile Ventures, you know, statistics page.
But I was actually thinking more, from the architecture point of view. So basically, a dashboard is a dashboard, and in terms of architecture, it's probably very similar. So we can go the other way. We can start with a private dashboard and then scale that up to a whole website one dashboard. I mean, in terms of architecture, like how we have a.
I got you. I'm also thinking, as from a business perspective, what would I like more, or if I were the client, I would actually think, you see, the personal dashboard, what we're talking about now, is giving added value to the active user and folks like you and I and Sly and some other guys, right? But a general dashboard that we speak about for the whole application adds more value to everybody else as well. You know what I mean? So if we had limited resources, in a perfect world, I would like to do both of them, as soon as possible. But since we have limited resources as a small team of developers, perhaps, I'm only thinking out loud here, perhaps it's better to devote our time to make this public dashboard first. I don't know.
I would think so too, actually, because quite a few new members asked, can we like compare different projects on how active they are? And I think yeah, when a person comes to the website the first time, I think it would be a good idea to show, look, we are so cool, we have sessions.
Yeah, I got you. This is because that's the unique selling points of this organization. I understand that. Let's think about that, because it's it's a better use of time and a better use of resources, I think. But the thing is that this public dashboard is far more complicated, I think, because, for instance, I would like us to track how many YouTube hours we have recorded over the last month, or last week, month, or quarter, and that means that we need to store that information. And I think you're storing that already in that current session. Have you made that?
Yeah. Basically, okay. Now we have all the data about the Hangouts. We can.
Okay, so that's fairly easy now to extract. Okay, but we still haven't made any progress on the GitHub commit business, right?
Yeah, it's been done by 4 different people and abandoned by all of them.
Oh yeah, because that's a toughie, and we have to register our application with GitHub so we can hit that API more frequently.
No, Thomas, the last time me and Sampriti did a research on this, because he said he would do it, and then we thought we would do it together, and he went to school. Actually, we don't need to do anything. We don't even need to have to use a token. It's a public information which is available with just a regular GET request. No limits involved.
Are you sure? I thought there was a 5,000 request limit on an hour or something.
No, there is if you use the token, but actually the public information is not limited.
That sounds great.
Anybody can do GitHub blah 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 /contributors and get all the commit data for the contributors.
Okay. And can you do that on an organization level? Can you do that for Agile Ventures for all the repos?
Yeah, I can show you. I can show you on my screen right now. So, for example, if we go to website Agile Ventures website 1, and then I do /contributors. Okay, here I'm getting this nice page, but if you do it from the GET request, you get a JSON API. You get a JSON. Response, and you have all the members, and you have all the commits, like 388 commits,
and you can add that.
And that is public. That is no keys.
Can we? I understand that, but can we do something nice with it? So can we divide that, or like for in the last week we've made so many commits. In the last month we made,
Yeah, we can. I can't remember how to do it right now. How to show you the.
And also, Yaro, this is on a single repository level. I was thinking also about on a organization level, but we can.
Well,
I understand. I mean, if you can access that on a repository level, then we can add them all up. We can create a program just to,
We have a list of all the projects anyway. So.
Yeah.
But
Cool.
yeah, I mean, that's not a difficult story at all. I mean, it just happened that people started it and then got busy and went away, you know. But the story itself is not a tough one, not at all.
But the thing is, like, again, if we return to the discussion about the public dashboard, you know, it's like we need to get certain stories finished first, and then we can, you know, put everything together into that dashboard. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
So I'm thinking, you know, because you know how I am. I'm always, you know, focused on, you know, velocity. We need to get that up. It's, you know, we have to deliver more stories later on. So we, you know, we add value to our users as often as we can, right? So I don't want to make a big, you know, start a big task like a public dashboard and have that being dependent on several other functions. You know what I mean?
But I mean, let's think about it. What do we want to display in our dashboard? Like a number of users we have, number of projects we have, number of commits. That's quite easy to get.
Yeah.
That shouldn't be a problem at all. What else would we want to?
Well, we also need to create a matrix to value, you know, activity level on projects. Like website 1 is an active, because all the projects are set as active right now. But I mean, you know, website 1 is an active project, local support is an active project, but you know, we have like ESAS, whatever that is.
We can have the same as on Ruby gems, like number of commits, last commit.
Yeah.
Created, you know, just the same stuff, and that we'll get from the GitHub.
Yeah. Exactly. So that's something we need to create. So that's a separate story, right? You know, and because what we need, we want that dashboard to be fairly, you know, packed with info. It doesn't have to be over, you know, stuffed with a lot of information, but you know, we need something to display. So again, as you said, the amount of projects, you know, the member count, the amount of, you know, scrums held, you know, during the last month, the pair programming sessions last, you know, blah blah blah, you know, stuff like that needs to be shown in some sort of a graphical way.
Why don't we start with you know, just a dashboard as a page, and then we add the stuff we already have, and then
keep on adding. I got you.
Keep on adding. As soon as we finish each story, we just keep on adding and use statistics to the page, to the dashboard.
Yeah, sure. So let's agree on this. If you could write up a story for a public dashboard.
I think we have it somewhere. I just can't find it, but I'm pretty sure we have.
Okay. If you double check that, so that would be great.
I'll write it up. Yeah.
Yeah. And so we can return to this discussion in the next Scrum. So we can, you know, we can decide whether we start with the public one or the private one. You know, so.
Yeah. This is the one. I found it. Okay. Where is it? The poll. Well, I called it the polls, just like on GitHub. Activity page for the project developers. Okay, I'll write it up.
Write down something about public dashboard as well. You know, so we know what.
Public dashboard. Yeah, I'll pin it up.
All right, so we can return to that discussion in the next Scrum or tomorrow. You know, depends. Great. Cool. Yeah. So that's me. And my plans are just I've been working a little bit on the certificates program. You know, software. You know, the one where we created certificates for the AV 102.
Pretty was involved in it, right?
Yeah. He and I created this Sinatra application. So I was going over the code. I'm making some small adjustments if we're gonna use it again, because I'm interested in that application. So that's basically it. Other than that, I'm just gonna plan the next step. Yaro, we have to discuss the discuss thing. And I'm gonna give you some good arguments why I think it has to go. You know.
To be honest, I don't mind either. You know, I have said several times to everybody that, you know, I don't care what we use, but I really think we need a place to discuss things.
Absolutely, and I agree. I agree.
Because
And the thing for me is, first of all, that's just a personal opinion. I really hate third-party solutions. That's one thing. The other thing is that if we're gonna do some sort of a tracking of activities, if we can track that, discuss, comments, I'm okay with keeping that. But if we use our own solution, it's much easier for us to say that Yarrow made a comment on whatever, you know what I mean, in this activity feed business.
Yeah, but to be honest, I have looked at the API, and yeah, Disqus provides really nice hooks like after post, before post. So whenever anything is done on Disqus, we get a callback saying happen, and we can do anything with it. I must say the API for Disqus is like really cool. That's probably one of the cool APIs I've ever seen, apart from Slack probably.
Okay, if we can get this, still, I'm up for it. It's just like, I really like to, website want to be, its own solution, but I get it. It's not if we can make it work with the activity feed and stuff like that, I'm willing to say that we keep it. No
but
problem.
as I said, I don't mind at all. Attaching Disqus was really easy, like amazingly easy. I didn't even think it would be that easy. So I'm quite happy to let it go. I must confess that I must admit that not many people are discussing things, but that's not the problem of Disqus. That's just
yeah, well, that doesn't matter, because if we grow, more people will discuss. Absolutely. So.
But the main argument, comments on Slack. Sam is advocating that let's discuss everything on Slack, but I find that people discuss it, then in 3 days nobody knows about it.
Exactly. So in that aspect, I think having a discussion forum on the site is it's not it's not a substitute to Slack. It's a supplement. It adds value to the overall discussion atmosphere, I think. So because they are more persistent. The comments on under each document or under each project are there to stay, while on Slack, as on Skype and any other threads like that, they tend to disappear after a while. So
should we vote on the dashboard so I can start doing something on it and start dragging people into the story? I think I can get Craig to start working on it, and maybe Sly.
So which of the ones would you like?
The public dashboard. Just start slow movement on it.
Sure, I'm up for it. We can vote on that. Although, try to stay. If you guys start to approach this story and you find that you need some more info, blah blah blah. Create new stories out of that, so you don't make it too big. Again, small pull requests are better than large ones.
Sure. No, I'm just thinking only about the existing data. If we don't have anything, we don't include it. That's it. The dashboard is just to include the existing data.
Cool. In that case, I'm ready to vote for it. Thomas and Sly.
Yeah, I'm ready as well. Just again, we are voting on the create a dashboard for logged in user.
This story here, the one I'm showing now, the public dashboard.
Public dashboard, okay.
Can you see it? This one here, yeah?
Yeah.
So it's not the logged in users, it's the other one, Oh, I need to take this phone call, guys. I'm sorry. I'll be right back.
Sure. Do you guys have any questions about the story? Any ideas?
So there would be only like a statistics page for the different projects, yeah?
The idea to have like to show the activity of website one as a whole, well, Agile Ventures as a whole, and then later maybe here you can filter out by specific project and see the activity of how active a particular project is. But for the first iteration, to make it as website one as a whole, number of users, number of projects, number of videos, stuff like that.
Okay.
You get it?
Yeah.
Makes
Cool.
enough sense.
Yeah. So existing data, no new extraction of data, just whatever we have, and save space for some other stuff that could potentially be added later on, right? First iteration. So keep it simple. Got it. I'm ready to vote.
Yeah, me too. So
I'll
everybody
vote.
knows how to vote?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. So 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, that's an easy one.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, let's make it a 2, and let's start it then. Okay, cool.
All right. I also, just a quick note, we can return to this discussion later. I added a field for a story about search functionality. I would like to have a search bar in the top nav bar, where we can just do a full text search on anything basically. So we can search for users, search for document content or document titles and stuff like that. I think it would be a good feature and add a lot of value for our users. Yeah, well, there's a story attached to it.
Elasticsearch something? Search code, right, okay. Okay. Yeah, I think it's a good idea. Well, certainly a good idea. I don't know how many people use it a lot, but yeah.
Yeah, well, it could be a quicker way to narrow down. I mean, to come down to certain documents, or because we have a document structure now that could be potentially.
Good point. Yeah, that would be great. That would be great.
So, but we have stories that are started now. So let's keep this in the icebox for a while. But I think it could be a interesting thing to add.
Oh, Thomas, I would suggest we move one more story, or maybe 2 simple stories to the backlog from the icebox for the newcomers to use. Like Craig has been asking what he can work on. Sly has been asking, so they are ready sort of to start. What do you think? Like
absolutely. Absolutely.
Like good in priority, but simple to do.
Yeah. Create document, image, remove filter links. Yeah, there aren't any, so easy stories in the icebox right now. Donations buttons, blah blah blah. Do you have any suggestions? Because
No, to be honest, they're all quite a job.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to, I gave a shout out to people to the channel about this UI bloopers mistakes. I have a list, and please feel free to add anything you guys find that is a little screwed up on the on the site. I think that's a good way to get to know at least the front end, and the way that the application is structured to work a little bit on the front end. So
okay, I will recommend that story to people.
Yeah.
Just on that. Right. Yeah, we need to think about it. We need we always have this aspect prefactoring story, which works well for new users, although it's going to come to an end soon.
Yeah, and also, my take is, especially for new users, I think that what ticks people off is if their code is makes it into production, but it's also visible. It's something that is actually. I mean, refactoring is refactoring. You can make things, better. But I would like them to work on new features, so they can see the result of the work in the application itself. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, absolutely. No,
we need more stories like that. We need to, and also this, this pair programming schedule business. Searching for people that that are interested in the same things or in the same time zones and stuff like that. This is something that I have some notes about it, but I want, you know, this is something that we need to think about and start developing, basically.
Yeah, we need to, basically we just need to go around the website one, the current version, and just look around for little things which you know, people with less experience can take on. I can't think of you know, the top of my head. One thing which was like really bugging me in particular is the fact that we cannot move the documents around. So if you create a document in, you know, in one section and you realize, oh, this is the wrong section, I want to move it. The only way is create another document, basically.
You mean?
But okay,
that's an interface thing, because in the model it's just. I mean, well, we could just easily switch the. How is it now? It's.
Oh yeah, I mean, in the model it's not a problem. We can just switch the parent and that's it. We just need to.
So that's an interface thing. You can write that story up. That could be a fairly easy function. Well, it's not. Yeah, you know, but it could be a newcomer thing. Right?
Oh, I have a story for that. It's just.
Let's vote on it if it's not voted on.
But it is an interface thing. It could be a little bit tough because, you know, you probably need a pop-up window where you can choose new parent.
Well, we could use that with Ajax. You know, you could just make that visible with JavaScript. You know, so you don't have to pop things. Arkush, do you? I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, there's a way of doing it, but this is it here. Let me. Where is it? Document updates. Document. It was documents management. Right. Where is it? Management. This it? No, that's it. That's it. That's it here. At the bottom. It's at the bottom of the backlog actually. Documents management. In order to have a clear structure of documents, as a site user admin, I want to be able to move the documents from one section to another.
Okay, I read that and I couldn't understand what the fuck you meant by it. But okay, so let's just rewrite. I think we need to rewrite that user story because I want to be able to move the documents from one section. Okay, from one project to another. Is that what you mean?
No, from like from, you know how we have a document and we have sub-documents?
Okay, change the parent of the document. Okay, I got it. All right. Okay. So you don't necessarily want to attach this to a new project. You want to move them within the same project. Is that correct?
Yeah, and I think it's a good idea not to move documents around projects, just to move within the project.
Okay, because it's much easier. Because otherwise we have to regenerate the slugs and everything. So, but okay, you know, if we move them across projects. Okay, within the same project, yeah. So change parent, okay, but it's voted on as a 2-pointer. So move it up in the backlog so it's not at the very bottom, and we can talk to some people if they want to, you know, deal with it. I can pair with people on that one, you know.
That's another one.
And you know that bug, avatar story is failing. You know, just toss it. Yeah, just send it to the trash because it's.
All right. Yeah, because
it's such an old thing. Yeah.
I couldn't reproduce it. I was asking Brian about it, but he didn't know about it either. Okay.
Can't delete or curtail an existing event. Well, it's. That's a new. There is no. We can't delete events. We can just end. We can just set an end date. You know, in the past, or you know, let them expire. There is no. I don't think we ever created a delete function on events.
No, we haven't. We haven't.
So that's a story if we want that, but.
To be honest about, you know, there is a discussion coming up on the architecture of events quite soon, because and it's coming from John Engelbert's story on hookups, because basically we have a generic event which has a schedule and can be repeated, but also we have kind of subclasses of events, which is like pair programming, scrums, client meetings, and things like that.
Yeah.
And also we have Hangouts information which are associated with an event. And at the moment, it's becoming a little bit ugly, because we're just patching there and there to make it all work. And maybe it's a good idea just to look again at the whole structure of events. I mean, the architecture inside, not the outside, the architecture inside, and then decide: do we want to be able to delete or change them or whatever?
Yeah. I mean, the way I created events was like, you create an event and then you create a schedule, because it's in order not to have to be, you don't want to duplicate the same event over and over again, because that was created with scrums in mind. We have the same scrums, over and over again, but the only thing we need to add to each scrum is just an occurrence date, right? But I understand the problem with pair programming situation. So I'm up for it. If we can find a better architecture for this, I think it's a good idea, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. The major difference there is that the pair programming event can be scheduled but not started. It can be started and it can be finished, and it has to be and it can have a schedule too. So it becomes a little bit, yeah. So should we just move this bug down somewhere for a while?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can also you can say no, you can't. The answer to this bug is no. It's not a bug. It's a feature, actually. I mean, nobody ever planned for events to be deleted. So per definition, it's not a bug in itself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, should we just keep it for reference, but instead of deleting it, keep it for reference, but just move it somewhere?
Yeah.
It's not like the second task on the backlog.
Sure.
I don't know. Let's move it here somewhere. Okay. Okay. Oh, by the way, that's a thing that can be done by newcomers. Handle nil create IDs in document projects.
Yeah, you created a null user now, didn't you?
Yeah, for the Hangouts, yeah, and that can be used everywhere, I guess.
Yeah, because the problem here is that if we need to have a mechanism that if we delete a user that has created documents, we end up with 500 error. So yeah, so we need a mechanism that if a user is deleted, then we have to check whether this person has actually created any documents, and if he has, we need to set that as a null user, I guess, or something, right?
Yeah, and I'm just thinking it's not exactly like the first story newcomer should start with.
No, perhaps not.
Like pitfalls there, easily.
Well, I mean, these people are not newcomers as newcomers. I mean, most probably they have some sort of programming experience, and they can always ask for help. So we could ask some people to do it if they're up for it. I mean, it's a challenge, but it's not impossible. So.
Sure. No. I mean, newcomers only in the way that they're not very familiar with the code base. But
yeah, I got you.
But yeah, okay. So let's move this slightly up somewhere. Okay, here.
Videos are still shown after a user unsyncs his YouTube account. Is that really so?
I'm not sure, but to be honest, I wasn't looking at this because as soon as we have the Hangouts table on production, we don't need to query YouTube anymore.
Okay.
We can just forget about querying YouTube.
Okay. Okay, this is the privacy. Okay, that was all right. I remember this one. It was me and Brian who noticed this. It's a privacy infringement. The problem here is that we need to think about it. Even though if we store them if we store them locally, or info about them locally, we need to think about, should we access people's YouTube channels if they don't want it? You know what I mean? Even if I kind of, if I ever decide to leave Agile Ventures, you know, and let's say I have a few hundred videos, you know, video files in my YouTube channel, do I really want them to be accessed by the application?
But the thing is, I mean, we're just storing the public URL. If somebody doesn't want their videos to be accessed, then you know they just
question then. Just a question that pops up in my head. What happens if we store the public URL and that URL is no longer valid because I delete my YouTube account? What happens there?
Very good point. I'm just writing it down. Handle non-accessible URLs. Yeah, very good point.
Because we spoke about it. That was the reason why we actually hit the API. You know, so we have live data on this. You know, instead of storing. I remember that discussion from way back when we started this thing, because we need live information because that is constantly changing. You know, and by storing. Perhaps we should have a background job or something to validate the URLs and remove the old ones or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I was also thinking about it. I was thinking that maybe when you browse the old sessions and you see the button join, you see the button watch the video. You click the button. We can do it this way. You click the button watch. And if it's unavailable anymore, then the person gets a note that we are sorry, but this video is not accessible anymore. And at this point, it's marked as not accessible. And then on the future refresh of the page, this video the link is not shown anymore.
Yeah. It's one way to do this. It's not the best UX, but we need to. Yeah, I know what you mean. Out of a user experience perspective, perhaps it's not the best solution, but I think it's the quickest and easiest solution, though.
Yeah, it's just the background jobs. How the difficulties about the background.
Yeah, I know.
They stop. They don't work anymore. And then things like that.
That's why. That's why the API call was the upside with hitting the API instead of storing the data locally. But yeah, well, we can think about that. We don't need to.
I put down a note on this, but
cool.
The accessibility of videos.
Yeah.
Access.
So what's the add privacy statement? What's up with that? Is that okay? That's me. All right.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Okay. Yeah, I wrote it down in February. That was a long time ago. Yeah, we need that. Never mind. Pivotal tracker story count. Yeah, pivotal tracker story count is so blah blah blah. Yeah, okay. Yes, well, that should do it. Any other questions that needs to be addressed right now?
No, we have a lot of we have a lot of content editing jobs on the website itself.
Yeah.
And we really need to do it. And I know that nobody really wants to do it, but we need to.
Let's put that off until Sam is back. I spoke to him a little bit about content updates, and I mean he's back the 26th, and a lot of that stuff is on him, and some is on me, and so let's put that off for a while.
I'm quite happy to do some editing in the documents now and again when I feel bored. But let's have a look. We have an epic for contents. So new static pages, co-founders testimonials, content migration, photos including Sam, question and answer section like on Stack Overflow. And also there was a story on writing out the documents behind the code grow pair.
Yeah, it's the pages were created once. Now I don't know because I kind of missed the static pages discussion if they're there still or not. But if you go to agileventures.org/grow, yeah, okay. So the page is still there.
And the other day I was looking at the Google Analytics, and I found that most people click on, I think it was code. Yeah, most people click on code.
Okay.
So, you know, at least we need to make sure that code has what we want to have.
Yeah. And it says remote pair pro. But if you just type in code after the slash now, you know, in the URL.
Aha. Okay.
You see, so there is a, but it's not linked. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And you can edit that as well. You know, it's an editable page.
Okay, so this story is here now on content. Yeah, so that's another thing about content.
I mean, we need to create those four pages. I mean, fill them with the pages are created, but we need to fill them with the relevant content, and we need to relink the round banners because they all point to pair programming document or whatever, and they need to point to those sub pages basically.
But the most important, we need to decide what exactly do we want under those, you know, under those banners. Because most people, if like it's something like 80% of the incoming traffic, for incoming new traffic goes there. So we need to make sure that's the stuff we want there.
Yeah, and this is not very sexy. If I'm, you know.
No, I must say this isn't. This is like that.
And again, I mean, you know, I would say keep it short. Have some illustrations, stuff like that, and you know, so this is what it's all about. But again, it's a challenge. I try to have that on my priority list as well, just to write some stuff up, and we can process it, you know. But it's a toughie. It's you know, I mean, we need some marketing people basically.
Yeah, you know, I was talking to Sam the other day, but I didn't think he got my point. Thing is, I was browsing the MOOC courses on startups, and you know, there are a lot of people in their courses, and during the course and at the end of the course, they have to create a project and sort of market it, and you know, do all the business stuff about it. And in fact, some people actually go and you know, they have a mentor who's helping them from the MOOC course and stuff. And those people are not coders. Those people are more entrepreneurs. Although they do know about coding, you know, they're creating projects. They're doing the marketing strategy and stuff. And I was saying to Sam, how about we sort of attract some of those people? So maybe they won't be interested so much in coding, but they're interested in doing the marketing stuff, and that would help us a lot. You know, at least we will start getting ideas from other people, like how we can market those. And he said, well, for some reason, I got a feeling he didn't really like the idea of attracting those people in. Not sure.
Perhaps he was busy, you know, thinking about something else.
Maybe, but
listen, I think it's a great idea, and also I'm thinking that we could do like an end project for them. We could like create, you know, 2 or 3 groups of people, and they could pitch us their vision. You know, their task would be to create a strategy and a marketing plan for Agile Ventures. And you know, if we have 2 or 3, they could compete with each other. They could make this a real life, you know, customer, us being the customer. You know what I mean?
Listen, that's a really good idea. Like for example, now Agile Ventures is providing a platform for 169 courses for people to code. How about providing Agile Ventures as a platform for those courses too? So those people are, you know, they within the Agile Ventures, they create a project as their course project. But then at the same time, they would get involved in the Agile Ventures and Website One.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Let's bring that up to discussion again with Sam, and let's find a way to communicate with those people.
I know at least 3 courses, one on Coursera, one on EDX, and one from Stanford? No, not Stanford. Harvard, I think. Yeah. So at least there are 3 online courses which we can attract people from.
Yeah. We need to be able to reach out to them in some way. So yeah, we need. I know that Sam is able to send out emails to all edX courses. So we need him on board, of course. But yeah, it's a great idea. Let's discuss that with him when he comes back. We have to. If we take it up together, he's bound to listen.
Yeah, I think so. Well, at least we can try with one of the startups and see how it goes.
Exactly.
But fresh blood is always good.
Exactly. All right, guys. This was way overdue. Let's finish this up, okay?
Okay. So
The next Scrum is coming up soon. Yeah.